I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeff.
Welcome to episode 74 of Fresh and Uncooked, the podcast where Jeff and I talk about fast food, new menu items and products, cooking at home, and what we love to eat. This episode is all about what, Jeff?
Onions.
This week's food news includes a classic side dish and a trendy product have teamed up for football's tailgate season.
I'm excited for football season.
A new fermented product is out that combines two things Jeff loves.
Oh.
And a $1 breakfast deal from Wendy's to tell you about.
Nice.
Plus, Jeff and I are going to review some items from Burger King's fiery menu.
Yes.
So sit back, grab your favorite snack, and enjoy episode 74 of the most appetizing food podcast ever.
Fresh and Uncooked.
Any news?
Is there any news?
I have news.
Food news.
Bad news travels fast.
This is how you can take game day gatherings to the next level, according to Bush's Grilled Beans and Mike's Hot Honey. They
Wow.
have teamed up to create the next MVP in flavor for any game day celebration, from tailgates to watch parties at home. Bush's Grillin Beans are the bolder side of Bush's classic baked beans. The new Hot Honey flavor will join other Grillin Beans flavors like bourbon and brown sugar and their steakhouse recipe. You can look for the new Bush's Grillin Beans Hot Honey flavor in mid-August. Have you had Mike's Hot Honey?
I've had Mike's Hot Honey. Yeah, that was my first experience with Hot Honey, and it is really good.
It's like the most popular one, right?
Yes,
So
by
it's
far.
it's a good one for Bush's to team up with for sure.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm a fan of baked beans.
You know what? It's been a minute since I've had baked beans, but I will definitely try this.
I should make more of like homemade, not homemade, but like taking a can of Bush's beans and doctoring up kind of homemade more. Because, I mean, you get to really customize the way you want to go with it, but just cracking open a can of baked beans during the summer, you know, throwing something on the grill really quick. That's like a side dish that's like ready in minutes, you know?
I've been thinking about doing that lately because they recently released a low sugar or no sugar baked bean too. So I think just add, like you said, adding your own things in there would be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could.
Sky's the limit with that.
You could add your own hot honey to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right? Cleveland Kitchen, a brand known for their fermented foods like kimchi, kraut, and pickles, has launched a new product, Jeff, and I think you're going to like it.
Let's see.
Kimchi pickle chips.
All right.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
very interesting.
You do like kimchi.
I do.
You do like pickles.
Yes, indeed.
You might like kimchi pickle chips. They are available in the pickle section of Walmart in 1,050 stores nationwide and at walmart.com. They, of course, combine the vibrant, tangy flavors of traditional kimchi with the crispiness of pickles. Bold new twist to the classic pickle, Jeff. I'd give them a try.
Yeah, that sounds decent.
Never had anything from Cleveland Kitchen, but
No.
I mean, if all they do is pickles, sauerkraut, and kimchi, then they probably know how to make kimchi pickles, right?
It's worth a shot. It's definitely worth trying.
I am kind of loyal to Clausen when it comes to pickles.
Those are good.
There are a few other ones out there, but yeah, I'll give them a shot. All right, well, Jeff, you're a big proponent of using restaurant apps because they give you very good deals. Is that correct?
100%.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed this on the Wendy's app, but through September 30th, 2024, so about 2 months still, and available exclusively on the Wendy's app, the Honey Buddy, which is what Wendy is saying is your new breakfast BFF, is only $1 with any purchase during breakfast hours. Available on Mondays every week. You can grab a fluffy buttermilk biscuit topped with all white meat chicken and a sweet and creamy maple honey butter for $1.
So it's only on Mondays, though.
I see. It was kind of confusing. So it said every week. So I'm assuming maybe if you use it, it'll be available again for you to use the following Monday
Okay.
for that week. Maybe it is only Mondays, but that would seem a little odd. I think Monday's the deal would just pop up again in your app for that week to use.
All right.
But it's only available when, breakfast hours. You got to, of course, buy something off the breakfast menu to even get it, but maybe a coffee and a Honey Buddy. Have you had the Honey Buddies?
I have not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I usually go with the breakfast Baconator. That's my go-to at Wendy's for breakfast.
Have you had Wendy's biscuits at all? I know you're picky when it comes to biscuits.
I've had them. They're not bad.
I don't think I ever have. Comparable to a McDonald's biscuit, right? I would assume.
Yeah. McDonald's has biscuits? Oh, they do have the biscuits. They do. Okay. See, that's where I'm at with like this whole biscuit thing, man. I get so
just
confused.
Ignores it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not a biscuit. That's a fast food biscuit.
Chick-fil-A has decent biscuits.
Okay. See, I think Chick-fil-A and McDonald's biscuits are about the same.
All right.
They're really dry.
Yeah, they fall apart when you bite into them.
Like the top edges are always really hard, almost crunchy.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Something to do with the heating lamps, I'm sure. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
One more thing before we go, Jeff. 2 episodes ago, in episode 72, we talked about the new fiery menu at BK.
Yeah.
Well, you tried their fiery drink, which is a Sprite. And you tried the crispy chicken sandwich, which is supposed to be the most fiery thing on the fiery menu. I actually got to try the mozzarella sticks and the Whopper.
Oh, very cool.
We're basically covering everything except for the chicken fries.
Yeah, oddly enough.
We both probably would definitely pass on them.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, the Sprite, what was that all about?
So here's the thing. When I got there and I had my order go through, she didn't see that I originally ordered the fiery Sprite. So I got just a regular Sprite. And then I just brought up and I said, hey, I ordered the fiery Sprite. And she said, oh, sorry, that's my mistake. Well, how they make this the fiery Sprite is it's just they add a syrup to it. They just add the syrup to it, and then they add the Sprite afterwards, and they kind of mix it around.
Sure.
That's how it goes.
And what is it? Strawberry? Like a fiery strawberry? Is that what it is?
It's like a strawberry type thing. It's actually not that bad. It's an odd taste. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily an odd taste as it is as much an odd drinking experience, right? Because you have the heat and the sweetness going on. It's a soda, so there's a lot of different things going on in your mouth when you're drinking this.
So is it like a mild hot sauce kind of spiciness to it?
Yeah, kind of in a way with with that sweetness too. With that sweetness.
I should have tried it.
It's not bad. I think I need to have it again to really kind of take it all in. There's just something about that. I feel with drinks, you need to have a drink like maybe 3 times before you can decide if you really like it or not, unless it's just awful off the bat.
Sure.
With that being said, the sandwich, I liked the sandwich. I thought it was great. I didn't think it was too hot, but I have a pretty decent heat tolerance in a way.
Yeah.
I don't like anything excessively hot, but no, it was pretty good.
The fiery glazed bacon.
The bacon was good. Yeah.
So you'd recommend the chicken sandwich and you're still kind of puzzled about the drink, it kind of sounds like, right?
I would recommend both. Definitely. Like I said, I'm not sure if I like the drink or not as of yet, but it's definitely worth a try.
It passed step 1 of your 3-step drink process.
Right. Where I would at least try it again to see how much I do like it. I'm thinking that I like it.
I tried the Whopper, and I'm a fan of the Whopper. I love the Whopper. I think it's probably just kind of my go-to top 3 regular fast food hamburger kind of thing, right? And I don't like to modify my Whopper. Like people always, taking Burger King orders like at work in the past or with friends or family or, it's like, do you want to add cheese or bacon? It's just like, I just like my Whopper, how it's originally designed, right?
Okay.
Original manufacturing process from Burger King is the way I go. So this is obviously a lot different with the pepper jack cheese. It's got that fiery glazed bacon on it, and a fiery sauce. And it was actually a decent version of the Whopper for someone that doesn't like to modify their Whopper too much. So I do have to say, I did add mayonnaise. I customized it and add mayonnaise, right? Because I just have to have mayonnaise. So it was mayonnaise and the fiery sauce. And it had decent heat for someone with a very low spice tolerance. It was good on the heat. I did notice it didn't have onions. And I would have added those if I've known that it doesn't come with onions. Like I kind of missed them. I even looked in the app afterwards. I'm like, yep, they put that as an option. It doesn't come with it. So I don't know. Something about the Whopper just needs those Burger King onions to make it pop. But the mozzarella sticks, just don't even bother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're thin. They're like as thin as like a Sharpie. There's not a whole lot of cheese. It's basically the breading.
Oh.
After one or two, you start to notice the spice kind of lingering around, but I think I only had two of them.
All right.
Plus they were a little bit cold, so they might be a little better like fresh out of the fryer, but I should have tried the drink. That's my one regret.
Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is try the drink and the Whopper next time.
Add onions.
Add onions?
Add onions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are there pickles on the Whopper too?
I don't remember if they were pickles or not.
Okay.
But you can go in the customized section of the app and put whatever you want on it.
There might be an extra patty involved. At least one, too.
No surprises there. You either love them or you hate them. Or you might be in the middle where you're like, I like them in some things. I like them cooked. I never like them raw. I only like them raw. Never like them cooked. It's hard to say you don't like onions because they're kind of almost in everything in some form.
It's very true. I also feel that you might have an allegiance with a certain type of onion.
How about we start with I think we're both going to say yes to most of these, but just some common things that you might add onion to as a topping or a condiment. Yes or no? And maybe if there's a certain way or type of onion, let me know. But a burger. We'll start with a burger. You put an onion on a burger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works for me.
We just talked about the Whopper. I miss the onion. Cooked or raw? Preference?
I like raw.
Usually go raw, but sauteed is not bad.
No,
Especially
not
like
at all.
With a smash burger.
Yeah.
But raw. Yeah, definitely. What about like a hot dog?
I want the onion.
Want the onion too. Sausage, bratwurst.
You know what? Brats, I'm pretty plain. It's usually just like a couple lines of mustard and that's it. Maybe some sauerkraut on occasion. Celery salt.
I would do raw onion and mustard on a brat. Maybe even a little tomato.
Oh, really?
On a
Okay.
Polish sausage, I'd do some sauerkraut and some sauteed onions
All right.
with some mustard. Topping on a soup. Like a green onion garnish on a soup.
Oh,
Baked
100%.
potato soup, maybe.
100%. I like a lot of the Asian soups, and green onion seems to be a part of that.
Mhm.
If you're getting a wonton soup, if you're getting an egg drop soup, a lot of like Chinese and Asian restaurants will use the green onion as a garnish. So yeah, I love it that way.
It's almost like a supercharged chive.
Yeah.
The green onion. Yeah.
Love green onion.
Topping on a chili. Like on top of your bowl of chili. Are you one to garnish up your chili? Like throwing cheese or onions or jalapenos or crackers or sour cream? Probably not sour cream, but
No, not the sour cream. I do like I like the onion. Definitely. I like onion and jalapeno. I think are a good way to go. Cheese. I don't add too much cheese really to my chili.
certain kind though, red onion, white onion, or it doesn't matter.
It's usually red onion.
Red onion, yeah. That's I think that's the best one for chili, but any of them, little diced onion would work.
Or green. I like, you know what? Red and green are probably most prevalent for me. I don't really mess with like white onions unless it comes on something. If it comes on a hot dog, if it comes on a burger, if it's already cooked in something. But for the most part,
Yeah.
like for me, the ones that I buy red onion and green onion.
Nice. Tacos.
Oh, now see, that's where white onion really plays a difference, doesn't it?
It does. It does
Yeah.
make a huge difference. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the only time I really use white onion or buy a white onion is if I want some on a taco.
Yeah.
Onions and cilantro.
Oh,
That in a steak taco, corn shell, corn tortilla. So simple, so good.
yeah. Give me a verde sauce, though. A little bit of green sauce of some sort. That helps too.
Yeah, gotta have the salsa. Pizza. Onion on a pizza.
You know what? I have had onion on my pizza quite a bit.
I've had onion on pizza, but it's definitely not one of my go-to toppings.
Yeah.
If someone wanted onion on a pizza and we were splitting a pizza or whatever, I wouldn't, there's far more toppings that I would complain about going on top of that pizza before onions. So it's not a go-to, but I don't mind it. The worst kind of onion in the world, Jeff, are those fried onions you find on the shelves in the grocery store. They're in the can or the huge bag. I've even seen the huge bags at the warehouse clubs. Oh my God.
Oh,
Like the little things you'd shake on top of a green bean casserole or something like, French's, little fried onion things.
yeah. I'm not a big fan of those.
I got the taste in my mouth. I don't even know how, just by thinking about it.
Yeah, it's really not even an onion taste.
Yeah, it's just a sitting on the shelf fried onion kind of taste,
Now, you bring up fried onions. Do you like onion rings?
I love onion rings. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Onion rings are good. Now, there's a particular, and I'm not trying to bash anybody by any means, but
No.
there's a particular chain. One of their most popular items, it's not even in the name of the restaurant, but it might as well be when we're talking about Outback Steakhouse.
The bloomin'
onion.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel about the bloomin' onion?
I'm fine with the bloomin' onion. It's just a big fancy onion ring, really. A big onion that is deep fried all at once after it's kind of floured off, cut with a special tool to make it flower and bloom, Yeah, I'm okay with the bloomin' onion. I think I'd rather have a really good onion ring instead. What about you? Do you like the bloomin' onion?
I'm not a fan of the bloomin' onion. No.
Do you like onion rings?
I like onion rings though. Yeah. A good onion ring, a nice beer battered onion ring, that works. But the bloomin' onion, not a fan.
Wow.
And at Outback Steakhouse, it seems like they try to make everything into the bloomin' onion. They use that spice on so many different things. There's probably a bloomin' onion dessert by now.
There might be. There's no doubt bloomin' onion's probably what kept Outback or keeping
100%.
Outback alive.
Yeah.
But that's just interesting how I could see liking one better than the other. Like I like onion rings better than a bloomin' onion, but to not like the bloomin' onion at all, but you like onions and you like onion rings.
Yeah, just not a fan anymore.
Okay.
I think at one point in time I did kind of like it, but I think I've had like bad experiences with them.
Some bad blooms
as of late.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I've written the bloomin' onion off.
I was going to talk about some main dishes where the onion is kind of featured, right? And onion rings is a classic one. French onion soup would probably be the one that most people think of right away.
Yeah.
Classic soup. You a fan?
No.
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 I'm surprised. Even like the baked with the bread and the cheese.
Yeah, it's just too much.
Ooh, wow.
Oh, it's too much.
That's so good. It is so good. The broth. I don't like when there's like half a cup of Like you get it in a little cup or bowl. If half of it's got the onions in it, it's a little too much. I like mine a little cleaner, like some onions, but just that tasty broth, that crunchy but soaked up piece of bread, and then just that baked cheese layer that you got to kind of cut through with the soup spoon.
Yeah.
Can't wait for soup season. Onion dip.
A French onion dip.
We talked about this in our dips episode.
Yeah, I think we brought up the fact that when we think of dips, a lot of times French onion is top of mind, right? It's good.
Yeah, it goes good with chips, with pretzels. I don't know. You could dip your onion rings in it if you wanted to, I suppose. Pickled onions.
Pickled onions. Yeah, I think once again, too, onions is one of those like top 3 condiments that you can put on a burger, right?
Sure. Yeah, it's almost like a different form of, instead of putting a slice of onion or chopped up onion on a dog or whatever, you might use the pickled version.
Yeah.
Instead of it being raw or sauteed, you go with the pickled. Yeah.
It's a change of texture. It's a change of taste. It's a little bit something different. I like it, though. I like it.
It's kind of not, but it is a featured ingredient in just classic Italian sausage and peppers. Oh. It's not even in the name.
Yeah.
Sausage and peppers is basically sausage and peppers and onions. So it's like, I love sausage and peppers, and I prefer a little more onion to pepper in the ratio. When they do make it. Yeah.
Okay.
Made me think, though, of another condiment. Yes or no, onions. When it comes to a cheesesteak, is Jeff putting on onions?
Normally I don't. But if they came with onions on there, see, here's the thing. Sometimes people put way too many onions on different things. For me, I feel like when I order a gyro, there's always too many onions. Right? Isn't there?
I can't believe I didn't even think of a gyro.
But it always comes with too many onions. I just need
Never
few
comes
slices.
with too many onions on a gyro. Doesn't mean you have to eat them all, but if they're yeah,
it's too much.
These
it's
statements you're making, Jeff. These statements you make. Always onions for me on a cheesesteak. Never mushrooms. Always onions.
All right.
Now I want a gyro.
Yeah, see, that's what happens, man. I eat every time before I do this podcast, and then
that's why we call it the most appetizing food podcast ever. You know,
right.
Makes you hungry. So onions, one of the oldest vegetables that's been cultivated, Jeff. There's evidence dating back to 5,000 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Of course, we talked about this earlier. Yellow ones, red ones, white ones, green ones. Lots of health benefits to the onion. Anti-inflammatory, vitamin C and B vitamins, as well as potassium, which I was not aware of, but onions is a good source of potassium.
Okay.
They're said to be good for heart health, blood sugar control, and digestive health. And one thing that they do is make you cry when you cut them. Some people it affects more than others. When you chop up an onion, Jeff, do you start crying?
Yeah, I think I do. Because like I said, when I do the red onions are pretty strong most of the time. So I cry. But I do have a pair of onion goggles that I got from my sister, but they don't work.
They don't work?
No, yeah. I mean, they don't work.
Sometimes it happens to me and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I make French onion soup several times throughout the soup season, the winter season, which involves cutting up a lot of onions.
Oh, I can imagine.
And sometimes it's don't even think about it. And other times it's like, oh man, I start crying up. So chilling them is one way to prevent tears. You ever tried that theory? Putting the onion in the fridge for a little bit.
No,
me neither. It doesn't bother me enough. Like if I just start tearing every single time, I probably would stay away from onions.
Right.
But maybe I'd try chilling them. But yeah, I've never tried it. There's a bunch of other theories out there. Maybe I should make a video on different ways to prevent crying when cutting up onions, but I don't think they affect me enough to like do a proper one.
I just see it as part of the process, right? I'm going to cut this onion. I might cry.
I might not.
Yeah.
So what do you think you use more, green or red onions?
That's a really good one.
I think I would use green more than I do red, but I do use red. Love red onion in a salad.
It's good. Yeah, I think I probably use more red onion because I'll use it on sandwiches. I'll use it on burgers. I will use it on hot dogs.
Okay. See, I usually go with a sweet onion for like burgers or hot dogs.
Okay.
Red onions for salads. But I think I probably buy a bunch of green onions, as in like one bunch of green onions every week.
Yeah.
I think I use green the most.
And they're inexpensive too.
Mm-hmm. Have you always called them green onions, or do you refer to them as scallions?
I almost never refer to them as scallions. How about you?
No. Yeah, I usually use the term green onion. There's so many layers of an onion, Jeff, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Yellow, red, white, green. Really quick, though, the shallot.
Oh, now we're talking about something that's a whole other level, Chris.
A whole little fancy, small onion. Kind of a combination of a red onion and a sweet onion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there's a particular recipe that I have where I always get shallots. I can't remember what it is, though.
Yeah, they're good. Love shallots.
Oh, good stuff. And then I don't even think I cut the shallot. I use my microplaner for it, or I put it through one of the several garlic presses that I have.
Cut it in half, and it's probably the size of a big garlic clove, right? I think I usually probably mince it, but a microplane would probably give me the same result, right? Because it's just like that sweet flavor that only a shallot can kind of give.
Mm-hmm.
Would garlic be considered an onion to you?
I think garlic's garlic.
Garlic's its own thing.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I do love some garlic too.
Hey, they're like best cousins, right?
Oh yeah.
Garlic and onions.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to episode 74 of Fresh and Uncooked. Jeff, where can everyone find you on the internet?
You can find me on all platforms, Jeff_on-air.
You can find me on TikTok and YouTube, cooking with Chris_YT. Speaking of onions, I just did an onion ring video on my YouTube channel, so go ahead and check that out. Asking people what their favorite onion ring dipping sauce is, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a favorite for onion rings? Ranch?
I like
ketchup.
I like
mustard?
that zesty sauce that they give you at Burger King.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I tried that Hidden Valley ranch that they got, which, man, when it comes to ranch, I don't like it warm. Like, I don't know if I'd like it even room temperature, but warm from being shoved in a bag between a Whopper and, warm items. I definitely want it cold.
Yeah, see, unfortunately, when you go to Burger King, that's the only way you're probably going to get it is warm.
Yeah, it's warm. Yeah. Links to the Fresh and Uncooked socials are in the show notes and description below. Jeff, until next time.
Enjoy what you eat.